How's it going, YouTube? Today we'll just do a quick video on the disassembly, cleaning and maintaining your 1911. The reason I'm doing this video, it's going to be a little different than any other. I do shoot a lot of reloads, and as you guys can see, it's lead. And when we went to the last range trip, one of the guys out there says, "Oh, you're shooting in a 1911. You're shooting soft lead, and this should end up to leading and issues." And I kind of sat down and explained to him what we do exactly and how we do it. So I thought I'd share this with you guys. Before we start, the first thing to do is make sure your gun is loaded. I'm kidding. Unloaded. We have the magazine here, loaded with Hornby's critical defense. So that's just another thing. When I don't carry my reloads. I carry factory ammo. So just in case, for whatever reason, God forbid, that I have to pull the trigger, I don't have to provide my data and prove a lot of stuff to the court. So what we're working with is a 1911 Smith & Wesson E-Series. So again, as I said, well, let's make sure the gun is unloaded. Alright, this particular gun I will do different. I'll remove the slide and then I'll remove the bushing. It's very tight bushing that I won't be able to remove it just a normal way. So you got your slide here. So now you got two different series in 1911, 80 and 70, or you hear people refer to them that way. I wouldn't use those terms because not really 100% accurate. But just to be on this, the easy way, I'll tell you. There's one with external safety, not external. One with fire and pin safety, and one without the fire and pin safety. If you do have the option to buy the one, a 1911, please don't buy the one with the fire and pin safety. It makes the trigger totally different. Even though 1911s, it's 1911s, the trigger is a trigger, and it's a very good trigger. But if you get the chance to shoot both, you'll realize that it's totally different kind of a deal using the one without. So if you do have an internal fire and pin block, you will have a little lever that goes up when you pull the trigger here. It goes up and down like this, and it gets very complicated putting the firearm in together. I mean, again, I've built 1911s from the ground up. I've maintained them for years, so I'm very familiar with them. I can take them, put them together. It's not a problem. But again, I do struggle just lining the two mechanisms together, and I'll do a separate video to show you how. It's very complicated. It's just irritating, I would say. So we got a slide, got a frame. Let's take our frame down. modern Spartan system cleaning. So it's a copper, lead destroyer, and carbon destroyer. This is gonna be for the barrel. This is gonna be just for the frame. So however you clean them, if you use rags, if you use papers or whatever, this is cleaning papers that I have. So what you would do, the instruction tells you that you need to put this on and let it sit for like a couple of minutes. Just put it inside of the frame. I'll put it just right here. Let it work. So, and a Q-tip just to go through the rails inside and on the frame as well to get those little. And we already, it looked clean, but you already can see the carbon coming up. The trigger here. We shot a couple hundred rounds, so technically, I do clean my guns on every shooting, but technically, I left this gun for now what, a little over a week with this, so we'll see how this ends up. Okay, you can actually see that it's just removing it without really a lot of work. So these things work really well, and I'll leave a link in the descriptions here, and maybe a coupon if you're looking for some. But as I said, you can just see here that all the carbon is working, moving. It's coming very loose. I don't even have to put a lot of efforts in, and this has been a week, 10 days carbon here. Alright, and we did not wait the 5 minutes, right? You can see on the slide as well. So I used the back of it. Again, it looked clean, but you can see where the carbon is coming from. So what I would do, technically, I'll just take a brush, and this is a brush, just your normal 1911 brush for the most part. I'll brush the inside. Just to get all this loose. This is just a nylon brush. You can use a copper one. I wouldn't recommend using a steel brush. Just me. And I just don't recommend them. They'll scratch your, especially with these guns. I mean, now I used to use Hoppies and Hubs #9 and all that. It's just it ends up eating your fucking gun in most cases. Too strong. So. So, not really a lot of work as far as this again. The modern Spartan cleaning solution works really well. They have other solutions as well. They have one for lenses as far as your scopes and things like that. They have an oil for accuracy for your rifles. Excuse me. So if you're having any issues with your accuracy or you want to improve it, you can use that. Works really well. I had a Savage Mark II. It's a long range 22 rifle, so it's not really, it's not your normal Savage, I guess. A little expensive as well, but it helped with the accuracy in it because it wasn't really performing that well. So as you can see here, this is pretty much all clean at this point, and we didn't really need to do a lot of work on it. Same here with the slide, we'll do the same thing. Let's get a clean patch here. Just clean the inside. And again, it could need an intensive cleaning. It depends on your gun, what fit and finish, and how many rounds you went through. I would say after 1,000 rounds, I will disassemble the gun. Any gun, I'll disassemble it apart, take everything out, and make sure springs are fine, everything's fine. Now you got the face here. We'll put some cleaning on it. And I'll just give it a couple. And look at here, look at here, look at here. Looks clean, brand new. Alright. So I got the carpet on my hand. This guy's clean. Now the rod here is clean. The spring looks fine. I'm not gonna really bother showing you this. You know how to clean the spring. Most important part is your barrel. Okay, now you get lead. You don't want to leave lead in your barrel, and you don't want to fuck it up. So there's a kit that you can buy out there, and it'll help you take the lid out. It's like a mush something that you're gonna put on this on your brush. Costs like $50. Not my piece of cake. I guess not my cup of tea. I can't talk. So we're gonna use this copper destroyer, again from Modern Spartan Systems. It's a veteran-owned company and operated, so I like to support our vets. All right, close it. Smells like lemon zest, so you can cook with that too, if you need to. Alright, we'll let it sit. Now what I do is, look at here. This is a weird brush, right? You know those Brillo pads? If you're married, you can ask your wife. They're, I guess, copper cleaners. So say, you know those steel wool thingies? This is the same, but copper. So it's not going to hurt your barrel whatsoever. So what I do, I'll just put it right here, and we'll run it through the barrel, and then you're going to take it apart, take this out. You don't want to pull it back. So again, it smells like lemon, right? Really, like lemonade. Alright. Clean it out 5-6 times here. You can see it's still black and dark and ugly, but you can see all the lead inside disappear. Alrighty, I'll take it from the muzzle. Now, one time, and take it out. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run our brush here through this in and out a couple of times. And let's see where we at. And I'll just split this through. Now next we're going to go through just oiling your 1911. I don't use oil anymore, guys, so if you're going to give me a hard time about that, it's too bad. There you go. Brand new. So your copper is, your lead is out, your copper, your carbon, everything is clean, and it smells good. Alright, so we got our 1911 clean. Now we want to assemble it. I used to use Remington oil. I still use it every now and then. Now actually I tried to use cutting oil, which works really good for lubricating, considering that's what it does. So if you're stuck, you don't have any oil, this would work too. But now what I use is grease. So you get a Q-tip, dip it in some grease. You can cook with the grease as well. I'm just kidding. Probably if you want to kill yourself, you might cook with the grease. So what you're gonna do is put a dab on the rail right there, and dab right on the other side. Alright. I actually used the that grease on the spring for the buffer and the ARs as well, and it makes it so silent. You don't hear that spong deal. The sprungen deal is gone. So this is done as far as the lubricating. So what we will do next is assemble our gun. So you got your slide, your barrel bushing, and let's just try to assemble it this way. Of course, your guide rod. Line your barrel notch in that. Line it up here. Sometimes I hate these for that purpose. See that it's not lining up. That's the problem with the 1911 sometimes, is they make them so tight to fit and finish, and then you end up stuck. I hope you guys got to Starbucks today. Your local Starbucks, to support them. Now we got it lined up again. Make sure you get your notch here lined up, put it in there, just push it up and down, and don't go get an idiot scratch. So line it up again here on the second notch, push, there you go. Put it on safe, put your spring in, close in, and then your bushing. And be careful that this thing does not fly in your eyes. It'll make you blind. This is what I hate about this one. It's very tight. It's ridiculous. Here we go. Function test. And that just does it, guys. So what we do next is put our screws back on. And make sure not to over tighten it. Hand tight, that's it. And load your guns. Make sure you know how to use them too. So I hope you guys found this helpful somehow. If you do reload and you're having an issue with your removing lead, it's an easy way. Those preload pads, I think like you get like 3 of them in a box for like $1, $1.50. I don't know. I don't do shopping at home. My wife does. She wears the pants on that part. Right. At least I know it. So yeah, saves you money instead of going spending 40-50 bucks. That does it. Also, go to modern Spartan system and give it a try. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please give it the thumbs up, like, favorite, and add.